Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma, playing on the Hermitcraft, and the peoples are tuning in. They're throwing the bananas into the chat. The Thinky, Mayskull, Forgil, Floyne, Becca, Neela, Devin Crates, Armoured Monkey, Arena Snow, Sir Gemin, Oleander, Zara Spinamana. Jesus, so many people here. It's like they already knew I was going to stream. Like I've got some sort of schedule on Twitch, or I'm part of some sort of event that's been previously announced. By the way, I really got to tone down my excitement. Got to tone it down today. Oh god, this looks wrong. This looks wrong. I can make it look right. I can make it look right. I will. I woke up with a little bit of a tingly sore throat feeling. Not a sore throat, but like, something feels wrong. Done a bit of recording, it didn't feel so good. But half an hour later now, I sort of feel a bit better. So I kinda want to keep it on the chill side today. And maybe what I was thinking I might do is turn up the music a little bit. And just make it a bit more on a chill vibe today. Keep it easy. Because I got a lot of recording to do over this weekend and a load of jobs, and God, it never ends, right? The beginning of a Hermitcraft season gets frantic, and then all those little jobs that you got to do start piling up, right? Pyroburnium, thank you for 44 months. Nitro, thank you for 33. Cowboy Up, thank you for signing up on Patreon. We've got a new Patreon, Cowboy Up. I hope you enjoy playing on the Let's Play Minecraft Together server. Right, so down here, this is what we're going to work on today. I kind of want to, like, aim big and make something really cool out of what we got going on here. That's where the flowers are! Oh! The mystery of the flowers has been solved. I think what I want to do is obviously get a lot of crimson wood and stuff like that down there. But I really want to open it up, so let's go grab some tools. And let's sort out the inventory. What do y'all say in chat to having the music turned up a little bit today? I picked out some gorgeous songs from Lord Leviticus. It's actually really loud in my own ears. Neela Flowers, thank you for 5 months of support. Greatly appreciated. Beeps are up for louder music, it would seem. Cool. We'll have it at 35 today. So I don't want to overdo it, but it helps with the chill vibe a little bit. Just a little reminder. Keep it easy. John Lego, thank you for subscribing with the Prime subscription. Appreciate it. That goes in there. For later. What are your thoughts on Mumbo Jumbo having a break? I think he deserves it, says ADX. I don't know to what extent he's communicated with all of you about his break, but he's communicated it privately. So I don't really want to say too much because I don't know like what he's communicating. But what I will say is the guy has relentlessly stuck to the YouTube, rat race for, okay, I just need to jog my memory of what I'm doing next. To the YouTube rat race for like 10 years. I can't recall him ever really slowing down or taking a break. And, if he feels like he needs one, I think we all understand why. I put efficiency 5. Ha, and now it's Instamine. Beautiful. Right, so we're gonna get rid of this mess today, that's for sure. And then we need to chop more trees for what I want to do underground, so gonna need to get everything going over here. Get so many of these blocks, didn't you? So many of them. Apparently there's a Discord raid going on. What's this? Discord raid. Care Beros, thank you for gifting a sub to XP CJU. Appreciate you doing that. We always appreciate the gifting of the subs. If you hear your name being read out loud from a gifted sub, peeps, always be sure to say thanks in the chat. Lizzie Best, thank you for 48 months. Appreciate it. Heyo to the best mods out there. You hear that? The best mods. The absolute bestest mods in the whole wide universe. In the multiverse, even. Discord raid, says Rich Learner. I'm assuming, I saw that lots of peeps were hanging out in our Discords on voice, so I'm assuming maybe they've all decided they want to come watch or something. Oh, you had a game night. Yeah, I've seen Shinny's been organising those and tweeting them out. Let me know how they're going. I'll retweet some of his tweets in the future. I've been meaning to ask about it, I guess. Like, I'm trying to make a conscious effort as of late to support my community a bit more. The way my community has been run in the past had a lot of my direct involvement. And early on, you know, that was like a whole new experience, a big fun thing. And then, you know, playing on the plot world, the novelty of doing those things sort of wears off a bit. And, you know, you move on to other things. That's life. It's full of change, right? And then it felt like the community had become like a bit of a burden in a way. Like, I'm not really participating in it. And there's all these like issues and mini dramas going on. And so over the years, I've made several changes into the way that I participate in it. Some of those were more for me than maybe the community, like getting rid of the plot worlds was one thing that I did. But now I'm at a point where I feel like the community has become very independent and well run from within. And now maybe it's a good time for me to like help them do what they do. It's kind of how I think about it. It's like it's a self-sufficient thing now. Those guys are doing a great job at keeping it all going. I don't have to, like, you know, I used to be in there making all the decisions and stuff. I don't do that anymore, and I think it's working out really well. And so I want to be able to support them, you know, as it's like an extension of what we do here. And we've got a sub bomb coming in from Pyroburnium. Goodness me, speaking of the community. Pyro, thank you so much for gifting subs to GamerMoo24, Snorf, The Nutty Nigel, Lackey Ducks, Jobade1989, Fesk Desk, Mern Crafter, The Kooky Minx, Josie, and Elon the Wizard. You heard your name being read out loud. Be sure to say thanks in that chat. I also put Silk Touch on my shovel. Oh yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's netherrack, isn't it? I always think of these as like dirt equivalents. I don't know why, because they're not. So this would be a good spot for our farming operation if I had not already put these giant pillars up here, I guess. Right, so that's one phase of what we're doing here. I can't believe X reads chat and Discord, says Firelord. I don't usually when I stream, but currently we're developing... I'm trying to develop a habit where I leave my Twitch staff channel open so that they can pick out messages from chat or inform me of important things. The Ant Bear, thank you for those cheers and biddies. Hope you have a nice stream, X. Thank you. I always enjoy a stream, and I hope you enjoy it also. We got Mark W, 3000, gifting subs to Finnish Kiwi. Keyboard, Spielerin, Lol Quiffy, Houter, and ZG Happy. If you hear your name being read out loud in the chat, be sure to say thanks. And thank you again, Mark. R2B2, thank you for subscribing with the Prime. Curls of Doom, thank you for gifting a sub to the one, the only. It's Blackjack69666. Appreciate that, Curls. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to need to keep drinking water in the stream. I'm not drinking a tea today. Boom, 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 dun, dun, dun. That song just sounds like the beginning of a stream to me. Is that Rooted Dirt? No. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? Yeah, I need to drink water for this possible sore throat, which it really feels like it's going away, but streaming will potentially or likely aggravate it more than anything. So taking it easy, but also I'm trying to water fast. When I fast, I drink a lot of tea, and I have read that, you know, it might actually break your fast depending on how much milk you have with it and this, that, and, you know, it's very personal, some of this stuff. There's no golden rule. For some people it might, for others it might not. So I want to kind of water fast today, as I plan on having one meal, which will be a curry, okay? Me and my curries, eh? That is a really weird noise. I mean, me or the farm, I don't know. Make up your own mind. You drink tea with milk, says Miss Annie. No, I drink milk with tea. Yeah, I drink my tea with milk, which is a very British way of doing it. And honestly, like, I couldn't imagine drinking tea without it. It's like the perfect little compliment. I have my coffee with milk too. Curls, thank you for another gifted sub to Taubar for 23 months. Appreciate you supporting our community. Swan234 is here with the gifted subs too. Sir Rowan, Slasher McSlash, Gay Masala, Canuck1987, and S2D Baker. We also got Synth in here for 8 months saying, "Hey X, I hope you've been doing well." Thank you, I've been doing great. Got a maybe a bit too much on at the moment. I'm looking forward to having a curry this evening and chilling out with a movie, as I will be busy. Like, I was working till I went to bed at 10 last night, and it'll be the same, you know, with all my time for the next few days. It gets like that around the beginning of a season. But I got some plans to eventually take a break. And, you know, schedule in some time off as well. Don't go too crazy with it. That's what YouTube needs to be now. Like, pure enjoyment. And there'll be moments of grind where, like, oh, it's a new season. Let's get it off to a good start. But for the most part, in my mind, it's got to be about enjoying all the time spent here. Of Saucer, thank you ever so much for 25 months of support. Appreciated. Let's go get some more fun, guy. Let's have fun, guy. Oh, what a joke, what a pun. Random Miver says, I've been eating normally, just more healthfully, and been going for 5k run on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. It's mostly water weight at the moment, but thank you for concern. Awesome, keep it up. Remember to stretch before you run. And after, actually. That's a lot of... Was that stuff sort of like sitting there from last time we used it? That's a lot of fungus that I just picked up. Oh, and I already had some. Isn't stretching a myth, says Talbot? Absolutely not. Absolutely. I stretch every day, and it is like such a big difference. But it is... I can think of the one term, but not the other. Why can't I think of it? It's static is what you do after you run. Dynamic, that's the word they use. Dynamic before you run, static after. Those are two different types of stretches. And it really is worth it. You know, if you're young, you get away with it a lot more, and then as you get older, you really need to, because you're going to get injured otherwise. So, I mean, if you're young, I reckon it's still worth doing. Dang, I'm getting whacked by these trees. Have we got any more bone meal? That's all we got. Vandicatious, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. We also got Andy O's here with the Prime as well. Thank you, thank you. I want to try curry. What's a good starter one? Says Eru Green. Go with like a chicken tikka masala or a vegetable masala if you don't eat meat. And then if you're really not into spicy food though, maybe start with a korma. But masala is just such a classic. You can barely go wrong with it. Most people like a masala. You get more adventurous later on, but a masala is a great starting point. It's like part of the process of getting all of this wood is that you also have to deal with all of these warp blocks. I think I want to build a machine to help me with this. Maybe something with TNT. Because farming this stuff is just an absolute pain manually. It's kind of fun, it's kind of different, but you know, the novelty wears off. The warp block can easily be composted though. Yeah, however, it's not really worth the effort, is it? Like, the thing with composting is that you don't need to do it, right? Oops. You don't need to compost the stuff. I'm not doing this to get my composting game on or whatever, right? So it's actually annoying that I have to clear all these out. So destroying them with TNT, not a problem, because I don't really need this stuff, you know? It's just not necessary. Shroom lights are good though, I'll say that, the shroom lights are good. Did Tango not build a full auto or never tree? Says Schlei. I don't know how to say your name, just Schleister or something. Tango probably did. I think Cubfan has. Like, loads of people make farms, right? I'd like to just have a go at making my own, really. I know a few properties about them, like they can grow through certain blocks, I think. So you can kind of shield your farm from the TNT blasts. I also thought about the idea of like compressing them into a cube. So you grow, and then you push them with a bunch of pistons into like a cube, so they just become a big blob of blocks, and then you harvest them yourself later. Now that would be good if they were all harvestable with the same tool, but sadly, as you can see, that's not the case. It is not the case at all. My inventory is full up, isn't it? It is very full up. I'm going to need another chest or two. And there it is. Right, singo all of these bits again. Maybe some other bits. Clearing out this area. Are you guys taking it slow this season? Says Notzon. Yeah, you know, I think this time of taking it slow though might be a little incorrect. Like we're playing the game at a different pace, but peeps are still putting in time. Like I've been putting in time this season. It's been really fun. It's just a different approach, and it does revolve around playing it slow or taking it easy or whatever. But look at what that manifests into. Like, I mean, is Scar taking it easy? I think what you're seeing us do is not dive straight into the ends of the tech tree. Like, I'm deliberately doing projects where I'm like, I know this isn't like the most optimal way to do a bee farm or to do a kelp farm or the other ones that I've got planned coming up, but I'm like, I'm gonna have fun doing them early on and like not go for that massive scale that we used to do so much. And this means that we can put time into how the area looks, how our own builds look. And so I think you're just finding that although we're sort of taking it slow, we're still doing what hermits do and playing way too much Minecraft, and it's just manifesting into a really wonderful communal area at the moment. Lots of amazing builds. It's more slow time, but it results in better results, says the Messi. Yeah, you could say that as well. I mean, in fairness, I think last season there was just tons of amazing stuff going on, but I think it probably took a toll on all of us just going at such a fast pace. And so now we're back to like old school Hermitcraft. I mean, for me, that I'm building the wastelands again. That's about as old school as it gets. Electro Radiant 11, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription, and Aiden YD, thank you for 2 months of support, greatly appreciated. Hello, I like your castle, says Manos. I think you're the first person to call it a castle. That, however, does look rather castle-y, I'll give you that. Melly Anna, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. Hope you're entertained, having a good time hanging out with us today. Peeps, it is a Hermitcraft live stream weekend. I'll be streaming at the same time tomorrow, so feel free to hit that follow button if you want a notification. You can also go to livestream.hermitcraft.com and you can see the full schedule, get links to all the other hermits, find out when they're streaming, and all that good stuff. Right, how much crimson wood did we get out of that? Because that was a fair bit of work. Probably not a lot. A few stacks by the looks of it. 2 stacks and a bit. That's the thing about this. It's a lot of work and then it's like, oh, 2 stacks? Dang. So one thing we want to get like built sooner than later is probably some sort of composting thing in this area. Recycle all of this nether brick stuff, nether wart even. Oh, nether bricks would look pretty cool down here. I'm really not set up for that. You can add some dead coral like your moon themed shopping area in season 7. I could, but I'm not going to rush into doing that as that's the whole thing. I think I'd rather have a beacon before I start mining up coral. Ah, I now collect the grass because I've got silk touch, right? So my idea is just chew out a bit of space around the outside of these farms so we can look at it like the room is bigger than it currently is, and then think about what blocks we're going to put in the area. Okay, nicely carved. Oh, that's slightly faster as well with efficiency 5, that's great. My first ever Hermitcraft livestream, just churning out some university work and watching you. Cool. Cool. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Thanks for coming by and checking it out. Streams are rather different from the videos, as you'll probably learn pretty quickly. Oh, it's night time, let's sleep. I should drink a little more water. That's a great thing. Every time you sleep, drink some water. That would be a great habit. The Mappy says, how is Tango and Impulse going to work tomorrow? Are they going to stream together or at the same time? I think they're going to stream together at the same time. It is as you said it. Sword Miko, thank you for converting from a Prime game sub into a Tier 1 sub. And thank you for resubscribing with the Prime for 2 months. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Don't know why. It's this thing that's happened. Slobs throws through 2 notifications. And they happen to contradict each other on that occasion. Thank you for subscribing though, dude. Appreciate it. Pedmore, thank you for using the Prime. Hope you're enjoying it. There we go. Tango and Impulse stream together all the time, so it's not new, says S2D Boca. I don't know how often they stream together, but they did do it a lot in the past. So if ever we want to like squeeze lots of peeps in, I can often ask those two to stream together, since it's something that they're known for doing. So how many blocks did I carve out on that side? Like 4? Do the same over here then. You could do a Wastelands Tings like dirt, which cannot have enough of and need a lot themed shop where you, says Swap. I think you're saying I could sell the dirt, right? Which I could do. But I'm not really interested in setting up a shop just yet. Cleo need dirt in her video. Well, if anyone wants dirt, including Cleo, they can always come and snag some from me. I don't know. I'm not thinking about shops yet. That'll come later on, you know. We had a little pop-up shop just to wrangle in a few diamonds, which really helped. Are you planning on doing more collabs in videos or staying like a true hermit? I don't really have a plan. Like, I'm not planning to collab. I'm not planning not to collab, you know? I'm just playing Minecraft, you know? That's the base of the game, really, isn't it? Ugh, did I just fall down a block? Yeah, I did. That was confusing. It's quite dark and gloomy in this area now. Becca, thank you for gifting a sub to Julso64. Greatly appreciated. I was watching a documentary, I say a documentary, like a YouTube video documentary about GoldenEye on the N64 the other day. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with it. I think it's like a nostalgia thing, because I had a friend who lived down the road who had an N64 and we used to play GoldenEye on it. And I could just be entertained for ages listening to like people waffle on about old computer games. I don't know what it is. I guess it's probably just a generational thing, really. GoldenEye is such a great game, says Red Cat Jack. Yeah, it's one of those ones though. I imagine if you go back and play it today, it'll be pretty ropey. Like that's just the nature of it. There are games here and there that are timeless, and it's different for different people. Muax Mixtiga, thank you ever so much for the Prime subscription. Greatly appreciated. I missed out on the N64. I had a NES and a Master System though, which lasted for years, says Danny. Yeah, my first console was a PlayStation. And when I was younger, I was probably a bit in that sort of like, I'm a PlayStation gamer or whatever, like Sony versus Microsoft. I don't care for any of that kind of like identifying with some corporate company anymore. But yeah, my mate down the road had a Nintendo, so I played a bit of that. But I've never really been exposed to much of the Nintendo stuff, because I had a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, haven't got a 5, don't know if I'll get a 5. Honestly, like, I play so little, it seems almost pointless. And then there's a whole area back here if we need it. So, we got this bit in the middle, it's going to leak water. I'm thinking where the tough blocks are. Those are changeable too, really. And then we've got a lot of semi-randomness. If you look at it, it's actually not as random as it might first appear. So we want to kind of perhaps establish a roof height, which I'm kind of thinking going up into that space could be cool. Probably not. Now, we might also get like a little extra layer here to put something in. And then maybe you got like a ladder in the corner, go down, you know. So yeah, I think we're going to have the roof somewhere around this height. Probably want to use a lot of stripped logs in here, both warped and that one, and probably theme it so like the two sides match, right? So looking at that kind of colour, and then over on this side the other. Grey Shadow, thank you ever so much for the prime. I was also thinking dark oak might look good in here, but I haven't even got any of that yet. See, then our central, if we use these around the outside, our central materials can just be different colour, right? We could also replace the ladder with the vines that match the corresponding side. You also then actually not need the pillars, because technically you don't need the side ones. The back one is just holding. In fact, I think what would open up the room nicely is if they kind of shuffled back. So with some slabs and some overlap, we could have them organically kind of pivot backwards back to there, so it opens it up that way a bit more. Then we need some sort of material on the ground, and then these logs sort of come up, rise up to where the roof is, and I think the roof will probably be made out of the planks from this going in either direction. So then for the middle, I feel like dark oak would be like the darkest of the woods. So let's go get our hands on some dark oak and then start messing around with those ideas. See how we're thinking ahead here? How we're using the old noggin? Ice Pick, thank you for 9 months! Oh! I've been waiting, peeps! I've been waiting for 9 months! Ice Pick! This historic moment is all thanks to you! Oh! Chat, I've got my eye on your reaction. I've got my eye on your reaction. Look! It's a Twitch baby! Oh, it cut off early. Interesting. I'm going to try and fix that right now. Okay, it's Pigman. I know you all want to see that again. Actually, I'm going to the wrong place to fix it. That's not where you fix it. Down here, over there. Yeah, so for some reason that needs that cut off early. Okay, I've noticed that though with Stream Deck, like the delays aren't perfect. Let's try it again. Asian Wanton, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. Ah. There you go, there you go. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, the Puka did an amazing job with that. Shizin XD, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for using it on me. So, is Ren was online earlier. I think I'm just going to wander off and pinch someone's... Actually, you know what? There's tons of dark oak forest nearby, so I don't really have to pinch it from another hermit. What a great view of Gigapie, says Lizzie Bear. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? It's looking terrific. And the eagle as well. Eye lines are like a really important thing. I felt like sometimes... I think it's in the past, well, I say in the past, at any point in the time really, it's something I'm not sure if like everyone thinks about when they play this game. But it was something I noticed in Season 7, was like, the eye line is really important. The way I built my concrete shop and the things attached to it were sort of playing with the eye line a bit, like, so that you can see it from multiple places. So like if you came and just built something like a tower right in front of it, it would mess with the eye line. So like it's something to be considerate of when playing with other players. Is just to maintain the eye line and stuff. Right, yeah, we'll just venture off in this direction and chop down. I think we'll get our saplings, right? You know, I brought bone meal with me because I thought I'd be pinching some saplings or something. We'll go a little deeper into the forest, chop down a few trees, and we'll get saplings from that too. Hello, chicken. What's clucking? Babylon Project, thank you so much for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. Oh look, I'm gonna take that. No one's ever gonna come out there and reclaim that, are they? Idealism has a shop. Idealism? Idealism. Moosh Arima 6 says Corrales has a log shop. Yeah, I visited Corrales' log shop. It's amazing. It's really cool build. Very odd location, I would say. Careful of stresses territory, says Silver Walker. I have no idea. That's a good point. I'm not gonna like. I've picked a spot where I feel like you can pinch a few, and it's not a problem. I know. Yeah, actually, I know that she's sort of nearby. We have a bit of a map, but it's kind of hard to tell. I don't think it's this bit. I don't know what bit it is. Like when you take over a big biome and there's no like markers or anything. It's hard to tell. Anyway, I'm only going to pinch a couple trees off this cliffside. If it really were a problem, it would be easy to replant, I think. So like those two will independently decay. You just got to break a couple of leaves so that they're not connected. And then they'll decay. Muddy Evil, thank you for the Prime subscription, greatly appreciated. And Toguro Joe's here for 41 months. Dang. Thank you so much, my dude. Yeah, we'll chop this one down as well, I think. Doc's shop is awesome, says Sky High. I haven't actually seen his shop. I'm not aware of what it is. I know that he sells sand. Y'all told me that. Someone says there's a dirt pillar, it's hard to see. Yeah, I mean, even if we could see the dirt pillar, like, I don't know what our plans are. Like, if it's spread out over a large area, it's kind of hard to communicate that, right? How much have we actually collected? I think I'm going to need a bit more than that. Let's get this decaying first. X, what do you think about school systems? I think they're kind of broken with how much unnecessary stuff to worry about. I think one of the big problems with schooling systems is that they're big, right? And that there are lots of different ideas on how education could or should be done, and a lot of it is more, I think, nuanced and specific for various types of culture, and like I'm talking about alternative learning ideas, right? Like there's this one idea of like let students grade themselves, and it sounds terrible because you're thinking, well, they'll just give themselves an A, right? But in the right environment with the right type of students, I think the initial study that was done or whatever showed that the fact that they were going to grade themselves, right? And we're talking about like a culture here where the students are there to genuinely learn. This is at like university level, so they weren't just looking for a grade, they were looking for an actual understanding of the topic they were in. And if you have that sort of student, turns out that like grading themselves is a like a psychological push to way better understand the topics that they're learning in. I mean, grades are just like an idea, a concept, right? Like, do you have an A in math? Like, does that fully express how you understand numbers or interact with them? So these are all sort of systems from more of a governance perspective of like having standards that can be assured and measured across populations. And so you might be able to get a good grade because you revised or memorized in a particular way. You know, there's many different styles of learning and understanding. So the whole thing is always going to be complicated, but I see it as being inherently a big and rigid traditional system that will potentially struggle to change depending on the various factors around it. And so as alternative ideas come along, it just looks like they're going to have a hard time finding a way into that. Curls says students evaluating themselves is teaching them self-evaluation skills. This is already used in most school subjects in Finland. Yeah, self-evaluation skills. I didn't even think about it like that, you know, but that's that seems great. Like a great thing, self-evaluation. Swan234, thank you for your Prime subscription. Appreciate it. Are they goats? There's a goat on the top of that mountain over there. Right, any more saplings? No, just a stick. So yeah, we've got a bit of dark oak, we've got some saplings for growing more, we're all good, basically, we're all good. Dude, school taught me a lot of stuff, but the basics like how to pay taxes or what to look for when renting an apartment and how to read a contract so you don't get the short end of the stick. In the end, I never used more than 10% of what they taught me, and now adulthood is more knowing how to Google things and finding the answer than retaining any information, says Keiju Kitty Gaming. So yeah, technology advances at a rapid pace, faster than it's ever done before, and these old systems and institutions that are naturally difficult to change, tend to be quite change resistant, you know, they'll struggle to keep up. And as for the other part of the message, yeah, I really strongly believe like being educated on money and some of the examples that you described are woefully underdone in school. I mean, money's such a huge part of life, right? Like they say money makes the world go round and all of this. It's a big determining factor in your life, and a lot of people I just don't think have a grasp on how to save or how to look at money, how to treat it. A lot of it's very a lot of people live, you know, money comes in, money goes out, and sometimes that's more of a necessity, living check to check because of the circumstances that you're in. But other times it's just how you perceive money. You perceive it as I've got money, spend money. And the value of saving or thinking long term with money isn't really taught, it seems. And you know, it's been like this for a long time, really. I mean, somebody says that's what's happening today. Oh, I thought you were making a statement about what I was saying. Never mind. I misread. Yeah, so down here we go. Maybe not. I want to grab a few other materials. In college, I was taught that the best thing I could take from my education was a thorough knowledge of how to learn, says K-Star. How to learn, and then also to put that to practice, right? So I want some more spruce and oak probably as we develop things down there, and then I think I just need a little bit of slabbage and wood's a different type. Bit of a mouth burp there, excuse me. That's all the water. Constantly drinking water. Well, school is not supposed to prepare you for normal life, it's supposed to prepare you for academic life, says the one fallen. Yeah, that sounds more like how school, my impression of schooling is. The other thing, when we talk about schools, everyone has a different experience. I had a horrid time. School was like the worst thing ever for me. To this day, I still shudder. Like, like, as much as I've developed a passion for learning about things in a edutainment capacity, I just would not want to go back to a school again. I would much rather, like, if there was something I really want to learn, I'd probably approach it from like a Skillshare or whatever those companies are called kind of approach. I feel like a lot of what's up there could actually be. I don't know how much of what I'm currently placing we're going to see, right? Oh god, this hotbar. It's scaring me a bit. So like the slab just helps you blend it back a little bit. Might be a good idea to use a stair here and there. So then the next one... So I put that there. The next one will be this stuff, right? And then give that a little send off like that. No, that really doesn't look right at all, does it? Actually, I think most of that probably needs to be spruce. There are a lot of people sharing their opinions in chat right now. Skeleton Man says, as an educator, the world does need to reassess its education systems. The issue is we keep seeing where I live that parents check out of their children's upbringings and expect the schools to do everything. Okay, the rest of your message is going to roll off the screen now. Yeah, that is a really insightful thing. I think all systems need to be constantly prepared for change. Like, the world isn't a static place, and neither are our cultures and our ideas, and the times they change, as they say. And really, like, everything should have that sort of perspective that change will come, and that we will need to make change, right? But it feels like a lot of things... Like, the change isn't baked in. The change always has to come from outside in. And really, like, these systems should be baked with change in mind, you know? Like, constant re-evaluation and assessment. But as for parents checking out, like, that's, yeah, I can totally see that. Like, there's a lot of that. Like, but, you know... Parents have to work, and it takes a lot of time away from being with family, and so that's a change that you need at another level. God, my belly is rumbling something fierce. Joshua Neal, thank you for the Prime. Anid Fan, thank you for the Prime. Thank you so much for the support, peeps, as always. It's tremendous. Yeah, let's put one there. Chop it up. Gonna put in the dark oak. Kind of looks alright like that. On this side, I'll mess around with it a little bit. I feel like maybe you could put in even more blocks around here. Maybe starting with the ceiling. That's another thing. Like, where do you start in these projects? I'm starting to lean towards the idea of an oak wooden ceiling. How are we going to work in these other materials? So many questions. One thing I did say is that I wanted dark oak for all of that, which I might change. I might go with this sort of blending. So there'd be a lot of dark oak at the bottom. One big problem with this though is that there's water all behind it, and like it's blatantly just going to break some stuff, so which we'll have to sort of accept. You seen the Batman yet? Says Rendezvousi. I know I've been banging on about how much I love the Batman and I want to see it, but I still haven't watched it. Liger says no clue if it's useful, but at around. 4Gil, thank you. 4Gil's taking notes for Liger and editing. Oh, hilarious. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Right, Right, let's play around with putting in some slabs then, if that's the idea. I don't think we can go all the way oak. Also, really should get some stairs in here too. A little bit of that. We need a woodcutter block so I can get some cheaper stairs and stuff. Another take from an educator is that we often do teach life skills like budgeting, financial management, why, what and how of taxes, but students don't pay attention. That is another good point. It's probably incredibly boring at that young age, right? Like, I occasionally talk about how there's like all these subjects and things that I'm interested that like come into my my like worldview, and then we discuss about them here, and someone will sort of indicate their indifference to what I'm talking about, which is completely fine. But what it makes me think is like there's obviously like generational differences in this audience, and that what I see as like maybe I'm not sure if I'm using this word correctly, but like the zeitgeist of the time is really like tied into what I'm interested in, and how because of that I'm exposed to it through how the internet works in exposing you to things that you're interested in, right? And so, you know, there's stuff going on in the world, events, takes on things, and then you realise that some people are just seeing all of this stuff completely differently. And it's like that, really. Here I am thinking, oh yeah, you know, like all this stuff would be so valuable to learn when you're younger. I know what it was like when I was young. I didn't give a hoot. Like, you couldn't speak anything to me about that sort of stuff. Like these days, right? Like when I was growing up, it would be a great punching bag joke. In fact, I can remember a few of them vaguely, but like, you'd be watching a comedy and they'll take the piss out of someone who wants to talk about the economy, right? I'm really interested in economics these days. I watch stuff about how the economy works and what's happening in the world all the time. Some good water. Some good water right there. Yeah, like I'm genuinely interested in it now. But like, what I'm talking about is that I might also then think other people are like, oh, it's just the times that, you know, people are now paying attention to this stuff. No, I'm paying attention to it. That doesn't mean everyone else is too, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting at. So it's all cool, like saying that, you know, you need to educate people, like young people, about money and taxes and how this stuff works. But yeah, it's really boring when you're that age. It's like the last thing you want to talk about. I was interested in economics until I studied it at my A levels, says Altonic. Yeah, that's another thing though, right? Like, things can be interesting until you learn more about them, and then you're like, maybe not. I don't know if I'd be permanently interested in economics, but I've certainly just found it interesting as of late. I really don't know in which order to place these blocks. I need to like plop them down a little faster, I think. I'm having a bit of trouble with like out of scaffolding system because it's gonna get, dang it, higher quick. Okay, time to pillar up. The best way to lose interest in a subject is to take it at A level, says Molten Jenny. Maybe, maybe. Depends on what your teacher's like, what the course is like. You know, there's factors. Oh god, I fell straight off. A little tiny little lag spike right as I moved. Then that was annoying. Oh yeah, usually I'm really quite fussy with like this block technically doesn't need to be here, so then I would go and like rip it out, but kind of want to get away from that way of thinking because it just slows you down. Just keep placing blocks and get the thing looking all right. That is at block level. No, it's not. So what I was about to do wouldn't work. I think what we should try and develop is like a bit of a swaying from one colour to another. So like around here we're going to have birch and stuff coming in. So then from the inside, I guess all of that will need to be some sort of material, but we'll come back to that later. Do we have birch slabby jabs? We do. Aha, so we're bringing a bit of that. What height are we at there? Something like this. Maybe go even a little bit higher over in this space while we can. And then somewhere around here, obviously we're going to do a little bit with dark oak. Okay. So then we got that birch stuff. Right, bring that like this. Right, this has been quite nice actually when we get the dark oak over that side. We've got like a four-way phase thing. I mean, it's... I don't know what really I had in mind for this room. I guess I kind of had something in the back of my head. It's very hard for me when I get like a vague impression to then like convert it into something in the game. This is definitely not what I had in mind. It's like way more sort of grandiose, I guess. Also, the roof's got to go like further across, doesn't it? I think we'll roll with it. I think we'll roll with this concept and just try and make it work. As whatever the other vision I had for this area was, I never really thought of how to put it together. So, oh look, we could actually embrace the fact that there's a little bit of blockage here. I mean, one of the things I wanted to do, and I'm glad I just thought of this, was get away from asymmetric building all the time, right? So like, why not over here just have a few of these poke down into the room? Like, who says we can't? Who says I can't? Oh, chat. Wait, no, chat's saying I can't. What? Why can't I, chat? I just want to have a few blocks hanging down. And do you know what? I need some birch ones as well if we're going to do that. So, as far as the asymmetry for this season goes, we've done a little outside, not a lot inside. Sorry, mostly inside. No, hang on, let's break it down. We've done it at the skeleton farm, and that's probably about it. As for the external buildings, they've all been like that so far. Yeah, that one I feel like just looks a bit unkept. That sort of height. Yeah, it just comes a bit too close. Maybe what we can do is put a slab on it. So that looks kind of cool. Looks kind of interesting now. Right, and let's check how many slabs we've got. So I could go up there and put a few more in, but we really kind of need to define what else is going to happen around here. So like if I want to say this is the roof over here, then we've got a few of those blocks in. We need to define where the edge of the room is, I guess, and what we're going to do with the edge of the room. Probably important to establish that so we can get more of this going. Do you know what? I can also just add my own, like, from down here I can just make a few changes if I want to, just do what feels right. And that feels right to me, peeps. It's an interesting one. We'll keep going with it though. I swear time goes by so quickly, says Karen Jew. That is the rule of life right there. It goes by quickly. Jellyman 2001, thank you for 16 months, my dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're entertained, enjoying the stream. I'm going to drink a little bit more water. Just need to send a message. Right, so these blocks will change. I kind of in my mind want to get something pretty like fantastical together already, but it's not going to happen. So let's say we focus ourselves on this side a little bit, and we'll make it so that this is just like a big bland wall, and then we'll come back to it and we'll attach everything else that it needs to break that up later, which may or may not be a good thing. So this flat bland wall is probably gonna play with the symmetry aspect a bit. I do like that texture and did not think to use it too often, but let's say we do it like that. Oh wait, what? Oh, so over there it's... Oh, I'm confusing myself. Okay, it's here. So if all of this stuff is stripped, but then we've got this nice old pillar to like at least break up that a bit. We'll want some shroom lights in here too, so that can go like up to the ceiling level. It is going to look a little bland and dull, but then we can rip something out here and probably put that in. So then over on this side, just got to follow the lines, and it would be like this. So we're introducing a lot of that into this space with this roof coming over the top. I don't know how they're going to mix, but we'll soon enough find out. I think what I also want to do is introduce a few things back here. So let's put one more there, then have that. I'm going to need a torch around here, it's getting so dark. Real Sue, thank you ever so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Okay, definitely need some more of those, right? Yeah, and then you know what? That could easily get lighter. Like, at least this one should be a one of those, right? And then with this stuff, I'll figure that out in a bit. Ugh. Yeah, so, keep doing all of this that we've been doing. Maybe have it droop a little in this corner. Oh, God, why am I falling off when I'm holding shift? Super irritating. Real Seuss has been watching since Season 6. Love your content. Thank you so much, my dude. Thanks for sticking around as well. That's awesome. So if we go ahead and do this, we get our first insight into whether this contrast will really work or not. Yeah, it definitely needs like a lot more going for it, doesn't it? You can always change stuff as we come along. I mean, maybe it'll look more impressive once more of the room's together, but... And the floor. You know, other elements can contribute to it, but I'd say so far not so good, really. And we do want this stuff to kind of mix in. Won't you be breaking it out with some shroom lights, says Skeleton Man? Maybe. Maybe. And again, like the whole asymmetry thing could help in the corners, perhaps. Right, let's make some more slabby jabs. Storage chests would work. All right, yeah. So now you're thinking details and stuff. I'm still looking at the color contrast and the shape that's there. Just not really feeling it, I guess. Also got a weird feeling like maybe slabs at this level might help elevate that. I feel like we're gonna need like a third very neutral material in here. Like we need it to go in the middle. It needs to go over there. I was gonna do that out of dark oak, but I might make it out of something else actually. Has anyone done face reveal yet? Says Wolfmaster. No. In the history of humanity, we've never seen a single face. Never seen a single face. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha. Oh, what a funny comedian I am. Yeah, let's get something like this going. Over to that space. Didn't I say like I wanted like an outbreak? An outbreak of oak around here. Dang it, I just keep running out of stuff. Brick wall, interesting. Brick would probably look alright. I'm not sure if I... Do you know what? Those caves, what are they? The lush caves, full of clay. Full of clay. What I need to do is make way more of these at a time. That's the trick. Still haven't gone and got some stone. Hey, Zedaf in chat. Welcome to the stream, my dude. Zed, if I recall correctly, you're not part of the stream today, right? Stream day weekend thing. You're not? Ah, okay. That's unfortunate. Right. I feel like a lot of the time I'm just limited by how I can move around. If you're in creative mode, it's like boom, 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 flying around all over the place. Yeah, I'm not too worried about, air quotes, wasting materials here. There's one more little bit that we got to do. Ugh! Yeah! Got it. Okay, so that's quite a bit of that thrown into that area. I don't know, it's not giving me like a wowzer vibe really, it's a bit of a... Like, this is all great, this idea is great, it's just... I feel like it needs to go up against something totally different. So maybe I just abandon the idea that it's all got to be like. Maybe I put that more down in this area. I don't know. Bricks might not be a bad idea for it, honestly. Rebellion says, I love the grunts like a physical struggle. It is! It's like jumping, you know, when you... it makes you jump higher. Pyroburnium! Thank you for gifting a sub to Zedaf. Appreciate you doing that, my dude. That's awesome, thank you. Try add more light. I don't think light is the issue. I mean, lighting is a part of the build. It's just the colours just don't do much, really. I know there's a ways to go in terms of contrast and stuff. It's just I don't think it mixes this palette well. We need to find something else. But I mean, so many people are saying bricks. We could possibly get some blackstone relatively easy. Could use deep slate. I mean, I've got enough deep slate around here. Like, this can be crafted into different things, right? One thing I'm going to need is chests now, because we're just getting so many items together, it's silly. I also wanted to, like, put in a little redstone-ish... In fact, I don't think you can really call it a redstone-ish contraption, but some sort of contraption around here to help with the composting. Need to keep that in mind. Yeah, doesn't that make the inventory much better now? Also, let's get rid of this apple by eating it. Cryomancer 20x6, thank you for subscribing. Benakaj for 2 months, appreciate it. And gifting subs at the same time, appreciate it, my dude. Weedle Bloods, Dakota Hansen, TX Twister, Kaltaran, and Diode Choke Inetic. Thank you for tuning in. You've been gifted a sub. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. We got Mark W. 3000 here with Cheers and Biddy saying, hey X, I'm heading off, but thanks for starting my day in the best possible way. Loving how the build is coming out. It gives me lots of inspiration. I'm normally too symmetrical. Yeah, that's the way I am. That's why I'm trying to do it differently this time, you know. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Right, cobblestone can come in many different forms, can't it? Yeah, what I need is that thing down here, really. A redstone block behind a crimson trapdoor would look good. You are probably right. However, I'm going to focus on other things first. Ooh, I am kind of low on iron supply, aren't I? I mean, how much am I going to end up using? Probably a lot, so might as well just start smelting a whole bunch now. Let's get a smelting. All we need is the 1 ingot, really. I'm going to switch to standing. I've been sat for an hour and a half-ish. Or not. Not even. Actually, not even. Oof. Oh, God. Almost tripped over. Desco's Brewer. Which, for the longest time, I thought you could all hear, but apparently you can't. And, God, I felt like such a wally after that. Such a wally. You have a very good mic, says Jigrabble. Thanks, it's a cheap old Logitech G330 headset. No need for all these fancy, schmancy boom mic arm stand things with the podcasting. Oh, I can't remember any of the terminology. Orange Key, thank you for subscribing with the Prime, my dude. What do they call it, eh? I can't even remember any of the terminology. Wait. Is it just stone? Okay. I mean, it is a stone cutter. X? X, are you paying attention? You're trying to make a stone cutter. It's in the name. I like this one. I like this one a lot. But it's got to match up against wood. So this is going to be very cavey, along with that, like, not very structural. This will be more structural. That's a bit classic. These two will probably go. So let's say we grab those, some of those two, and just have a little think. Maybe, like, here's probably a great place to start, actually. Like, this is just a wall. So, like, if we like this next to the wood, it's a good start. And I am actually thinking, in this spot, we can have some of that rotated. It's going to look a lot less structural. Might be a good idea to come back and put like a stair block in here at some point too. It's kind of alright. I think moodier lighting would be better. Then we need a floor material. Maybe the tiles can go. I think starting from this little point here might be really quite beneficial. Hey X, how do you get through the early game grind? It's pretty hard for me to stay motivated in the beginning due to the game being a lot slower and trying to find ways to stay motivated. Just work on the things that make it faster, right? If you're into the late game like many of us are, maybe tough and andesite. I don't think tough would work for the floor. Andesite might. I definitely think andesite is not a bad shout for a material we could use in here. I don't want it to get like too bogged down with different colours and stuff because of the nature of the farms. I just wonder if diorite might even be usable, although I've got very little of it. What an annoying noise. I don't think it would work, but it's an interesting one that we've got a lot of. Right, I think we're going to... Oh, moss blocks too. Introducing some greenery down there. Unfortunately, I want my colours to be the nether ones, right? So we've got like the woods, then we've got the deep slate, and then we're going to have the colour. Let's go with the floor being made out of these, because they will then be like darker than the wall, which I think makes sense. I can see this working now. I can see it working. I think we're going to need some lanterns and stuff, you know. Oops, did I just place that? I did. Oh, what a rebel. What about gilded blackstone, says Hercules. Oh, mate, what an easy building block to go grab. God, yeah. Loads of that lying around. Let's build it out of that one then. Loads of that lying about. Jeez. Come on. What are you going to say next? Use dirt? Just trolling, aren't you? Okay. Now that is what I'm after. Maybe with the occasional chain. So you got that going on there. This is actually an area I want to be visible for a player to walk down into. And I kind of want it to be open, and then that's got to stay there. So that's going to be deep slate, isn't it? Now, do we... Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely going to be deep slate. Okay. Do I want to do that now or later? I feel like while we're on it, let's go around and put in our deep slate tiles everywhere. And then these stone blocks will need to change too, I reckon. Right, that actually kind of informs us pretty much as to the entire floor, that does. Which is an interesting decision to make, as it takes a lot of the work off. There's only a little bit of space, really. Oof. Do deep slate and spruce. I'm not specifically sure as to where you want me to do that. Holly Naffy Taffy says, with some cheers and biddies, thank you for those. Just waking up and getting to jump in on an Xisuma stream. My day has already started off better. I love the colours that you are going for with this build. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really want to make it work, so I appreciate the encouragement. Thank you for the cheers and biddies. That was loud, says Karen. Yeah, occasionally they just come through loud. It's like, what? Why are you loud now? Might be worth using those blocks more like random, actually, than giving them any sort of structure or layout, whatever word you want to use. Whatever word you want to use, fine by me. Yeah, so looking good. Now, here's the dealio. Stone ain't gonna stay, that's for sure. It's starting to develop now. This ain't gonna stay over there, but in fact, I might end up just going with that kind of thing. I'm looking there. I'm looking there. What? Huh? Huh? Why? Huh? Who? What's going on? Have you thought of red/pink glass with candles behind them? I haven't thought of using candles. That's a great suggestion. Great suggestion. Right, I know what to do. Right, if we're going to rip this stuff out, but maybe not the stem. Maybe we keep that bit, but the rest of it, right? If we rip this out and put deep slate in here, candles are going to look so good with the deep slate. They're going to look awesome. So we'll give it a try. Oh man, I'm starting to feel like desperately hungry, which I don't like. Oh, there we go. Lots of water, lots of water. Yeah, I think I might end up actually having a little something to eat today, because I've got to record a video, and when I record a video, I want to be in a good space. I don't want to be feeling super hungry all the time. Also, excuse me. Tax77 is here for 4 months, and Eva HC is here for 19, saying, hi UX, hope you're well and enjoying the warmer days. Have a good stream. It is getting a little bit warmer, isn't it? I really like that. My goal for this summer... Oh, look at this. I could... if I want to repeat a little bit of the organic nature of that, I kind of need this to be positioned more like... What if we did this? And then they come further back. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. It'll make sense. It'll make sense. God, I feel like my brain just started going... like, thinking about lots of things. Okay, so like, let's get back on track. Candles. Candles next. Mumbo is more of a build fun stuff than an actual Minecrafter. He doesn't break the game and discover stuff like the Psycraft people and Doc. Well, what's to say that's not being a Minecrafter? I think being a Minecrafter is a very loose and broad thing. It literally... Do you enjoy playing Minecrafter? You could call yourself a Minecrafter then. String. After string, where have I kept it? I know where I've kept it, in my ender chest actually, but some of it's over here apparently. Yeah, so I don't know how many candles we'll need. I don't think I've even crafted a candle in survival Minecraft before. You said technical. Oh, did I miss that bit? Oh, sorry. I would classify Mumbo as a technical Minecrafter. He's how most people get into technical Minecraft, right? Like, he's an important part of that community too. Like, you know, like, he doesn't do what Psycraft do, but he brings a lot of people into the world of Redstone. Becca, thank you for gifting a sub to the Poker. Poker, thanks for tuning in, my dude. The chat loved the baby animation. They were all over that. They were all over it. Right, so down here, candles, aha. I think I'll just stick with these ones for now. In fact, how many of these do I want to make? We'll make that many, 17. So now, behind this spot that we've got going on, which we're going to expand, which means I need some more logs. Are we out of logs? Dang it. Dang it, we're out of logs. Which means I need bone meal, and I had a whole bunch, and there it is. I mean, that's some of it. Hey X, really loving how this season's going so far, says Fruitial. Yeah, I'm loving it too. This feels like it's going to be like another great season of Hermitcraft. Let's just forget that Season 8 happened, you know. I was also thinking about it. I was kind of thinking like we might have ended Season 7 a little early. I don't know. Like I was thinking back at like what we were doing, how well established everyone was, and like we're end game players. I do feel like a lot of the early game is something to get through to do the big stuff, and maybe like thinking long term is. It just, I don't know. I look back at it now and I kind of think like there was still loads more stuff that I and other people could have done, and maybe we actually ended Season 7 too soon. We got Widder Shins here with some cheers and biddies. So I'm really glad you're streaming right now. I'm in a not so good place and your stream picks me up. I'm glad I can be of help in some way, and sorry to hear you're not in a great space. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and yeah, it's been tough for a lot of people. So I'm glad I can be of some help in some way. Thank you, my dude. Hindsight is 2020 after all. You guys did think 1.18 wouldn't be a split at that point. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. No, we knew it was split when we did that. I mean, like, Hermitcraft is a big group of people. We all think differently, and you come together to make decisions. Like, I'm more of a long game player, where the longer the season goes on, it feels like you can do more because you're just more and more established. Other people, not everyone like plays the game that way. A lot of people play it like, you know, where the game is the content. So like once you've built all the farms, what do? Like as the sort of opposite end of the spectrum. So you have to compromise somewhere, right? But as a whole, we just make a decision as a group and go with it, and that was the one that we all agreed to, and it's not worth regretting it. I mean, geez, we're talking about playing a computer game here with your friends. Like, it's nothing like that. It's just, excuse me. Oh, God, for the burping. It's all that water going through me. Yeah, I think someone already summarised it up best, right? Hindsight is 2020, so, of course you're going to be able to look back and go, actually, maybe we should have done this, but... Alright, I'm seeing what we're doing here now. Whoopsie. Although I could rotate it if I wanted to. I think we're doing something like that, right? Do you know what? I don't even care. I'm just gonna like make it get up there, and then there you go. There's your logs connecting to your ceiling or whatever, however it works out. Right, so we do that. Then we continue with the random rotation and placement of the deep slate, except here, and I'm going to do this straight away. I know I've got a noise in me, I'll get to that. Just all of a sudden I'm in the zone. Here, what we're going to do is leave a little gap like that. Might be good to develop some deep slate placement rules as well. Like that stuff can go a long way. But to start with, I don't know how many to go with, really. We can really mess with the lighting, actually. Let's break that. And just put one to begin with. You know what, I don't have to go up top for this next bit. Just put that there. Oh, and I guess like we can go with that too. We don't want just one type of lighting, and not everywhere has to be super dark, right? But that's too dark. That's 3 dark. 4 dark, perfect. I don't know why I've given the dark numbers. Curls of Doom here with a donation, saying, hearing Let's Forget that Season 8 existed is a really strange thing hearing from you. Lots of peeps enjoyed it, and I think that you guys learned a lot from freely experimenting with things. If anything, Season 8 was a great learning experience, wasn't it? Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're looking at the positives in, you know, in the situation. But honestly, like, it was really difficult. As a content creator, like, you can turn up and do stuff for fun in this space, right? You can make it very enjoyable and have a great time and whatnot. And then you can also do this whole thing in the YouTube rat race, kind of like, you know, grind for things, as some creators have described it. Like, there are various ways of doing what seems like a very fun, air quotes, job, right? It seems very fun, everyone would love to do it, but it requires a skill set that can be perhaps difficult to acquire and whatnot. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that rather than playing Minecraft and Hermitcraft and going with the flow and having fun, it was more of an attempt to create something bigger than usual, and because of that, it turned into, like, you know, a bit of like the YouTube grind, if you like. It became more stressful than just purely fun because of these big things that I was trying to achieve, you know, like putting in the video animation stuff as well. Like, there was like bigger levels to it, and it ended up like being quite stressful. Now don't get me wrong, like, there was plenty of moments where it was fun and good and good times were had, but like, looking back at it, oh, it was really something to like get through. Very fast-paced season, putting in a lot of time and effort, trying to work in storyline, make that stuff make sense. Like, it was just a bit much, and I tried to do something personally outside of my comfort zone. And so I've gone from, you know, sort of turning up, playing, making videos, having fun, which is something I had to work towards, because if we roll back the years, it all started from like pure innocence and fun, just the love of this game. And then somewhere along the way, it started to become a bit of a, you're playing the YouTube game as well, you're trying to grow. I remember being like fascinated by the idea of hitting, you know, 100,000 subscribers or something, and it's, you know, video after video after video, and then at some point you're going at that like fast pace where you're just always doing this YouTube thing, and then it catches up with you and you realize, oh god, like, this isn't actually as fun or, you know, purely about fun anymore. I'm like grinding out for these numbers on this YouTube game. And I think for me that probably hit around season 3 of Hermitcraft, right? Season 3 of Hermitcraft, I'd probably get hit a little bit by that kind of first realizing of, like, you know, you're going at this breakneck speed and it's not sustainable and la 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 la, Also, Minecraft started to decline in its relevance, I think, around that season. Which was, you know, a little on the disappointing side. So, so yeah, like all of a sudden you realise you're in a game of like hustle and bustle. And I think Season 8 brought a bit of that back, essentially. I was hustling a bit again to try and achieve something that wasn't natural. So it wasn't that I wanted to tell a story. And don't get me wrong, it was a really fun thing to do. But I was deliberately trying to tell a story where I don't think I really quite knew what I was doing. I was just doing my best. And that ended up being a bit much for me, I think. So yeah, Season 3 was like a bit of a unshaky future for the game, and I don't know, it was harder to see where things were going. Season 4 I remember just being like extremely fun because it was like new people were in Hermitcraft, and so it all just became about like fun again. Even in Season 4 I remember I was making those Do You Know Minecraft videos, which again, don't get me wrong, they were pretty fun to make, but it was also me trying to achieve on YouTube and stuff, and at some point I had to stop doing that, right? I had to stop chasing numbers and all of this. And I think that kind of happened around Season 6. I think Season 5, I don't recall making as many tutorials and that kind of content. I think I was sort of a bit more done with it. I just hadn't like made the connection yet. And then Season 6 is where things started to really just like fall into place in terms of like mentality and whatnot. Ah, I'm in a hole. HB Sanders, thank you for the Prime. I'm Nums, thank you for 8 months of support. Appreciate it. Looking forward to future projects. Cool. Oh wait, where is the... So that's got like 2 deep, and then here it hasn't, which is fine. Oh wait, that... Okay, I'm looking at it wrong. That's 2 deep there. So what do we think of this? We've now actually got like a considerable part of it together. I like it actually. It does feel like the roof doesn't quite mix. Probably more so on this side because of all the birch. I mean, if you think about it like logically, why is there this like weird organic roof? Then all of a sudden into like a dark dungeon. It's a bit odd, but it's also just all a learning process, all of this, isn't it? You try stuff and hopefully figure something out. Yeah, I keep thinking I need to fill these things in, but really you just need a torch back here to stop anything spawning. Flixo 2002, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it. X, I know it's not in your brand or persona. Keep up the good... sorry, what was that? But does any part of you want to do a face reveal? Why not? Says Only Stringy. No part of me wants to, because I don't really care for fame or how like others perceive me, at least on like a physical level, but maybe on other levels I would. I just don't have a desire to put my face out there. To the point where being in an environment where people really want to just makes me sort of double down on it, I guess. Like, I'm already apathetic towards it, so then the fact that some people are gunning for it just makes me think, oh yeah, don't do that then. Like, it's not what I'm here for. I'm not trying to shove my face at anyone. So it's actually like different there, isn't it? The depth is 3, then 2. So what I should really do is embrace that, right, and keep playing around with it. So the size of the room is actually going to be different on each side. So I'll rip those out as a reminder, and maybe a few over here. And we'll actually embrace that difference. Just because we can. Bouter up 96, thank you for the Prime subscription. Appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it. We just want to see the man behind the screen, says Pussycat. But why? Why does it matter? You know, like, what is it? You're not going to go, oh my god! He's got 3 eyes! Like, just a person, like, you know? It's really not, like, I mean, maybe it's like hard for me to understand because I don't do it with anyone else. I just don't care. I watch someone's videos, I really like their content. Oh, this is great, I'm enjoying this video. I don't then have like any sort of desire to know what they look like. I'm perfectly fine with the fact that I'm watching a video and I can't see a face. Like, it's really like just of no bother to me. So I don't understand why other people want that, I guess. Right, yeah, we've got to work on the spruce wood coming down and around the side here. Knocked Diver, thank you for your Prime subscription. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And thank you again. What do I put in here now? I've just got so much junk all over the place. Oh yeah, and let's use some of those too. I'd be too disappointed to realise X isn't Doom Guy IRL. I mean, give me a helmet and a gun and some, I don't know, that suit that Doom Guy wears, and maybe. Just maybe. That's for the next song cover. Song cover? Oh right, yeah, like do a Doom. I don't know if I'd end up doing another one. Probably in another 3 years. Just randomly do one out of the blue again. I'm glad I did that. That was good, but it also reminded me a little bit of like how uncomfortable it is to wear that mask, and how it can feel quite pressuring to like do that, even though it's like I do it for fun. It's weird to put the camera on, then it's like, oh, I've got to get this right. Give me a helmet and a gun. That made me spit out my water and laugh. Brilliant. Let's see. I need a bunch of this, and I don't have any, so I need to grow the trees next and chop them down. Which means all the work we're doing on this, and it's looking pretty cool actually. It is looking pretty cool. I definitely feel like this stone bricks look awful, so when we get rid of that, it will be better. Yeah, let's clear out some of this junk. Just a bit of everything can go anywhere really at this point. Why not? Let's go chop at a tree. I need some bone meal down here, really. Right. There we go. Take those. Hey X, how can your voice be that chill? Says Lock Behind. Is it that chill? Can it get even chiller? Is it possible to chill out further? This is just my voice, dude. How much of the Dooms do you know? Oh, Doom's lore. I'm not very good with remembering lore and stuff. That's not me. Some of you say, don't, I'm getting sleepy. Now gently close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. Picture an oasis off in the distance. You are gently drifting towards it. You start to close your eyes. I should write a little script for that and record that for a laugh. That's better if you got... Oh, dang it, wait, can I not grow them on those ones? Oh, I can't. What a fool. I need that. Oh god, I've got to go up the ladder again and get more stuff. Oh, I need more netherrack now. Gosh. You have a great voice for audiobooks, says Dave O'Water. That is actually something I'd really love to do, like voiceover work in the future. In fact, I did like the tiniest amount for a game once. I would actually love to do that. Like, is it, what's his name? Simon Whitaker. I think that's his name. With all of his like mega projects channels and Today I Learned and all that stuff. Like, I think I'd really enjoy that, like sitting down reading a script for a video. Or like an audiobook like someone described. Like that kind of stuff seems really quite fun to me. Although I must say that guy is an excellent orator. I am under the impression he, like a lot of the stuff he just literally reads it for the first time as you're hearing it. Which is one heck of a skill to be able to talk that well as you're learning about stuff. I like all the learning bit, you know, like you get to learn as well if you're reading someone's book or whatever it is. Learn about the thing they've written about. EAS 68 22 months, greatly appreciated. Thank you for tuning in, my dude. Thanks for resubscribing. I'm gonna have so many of these blocks, I don't know what to do with them. Plenty of shroom lights though, they're good. Have you ever been to Sweden? It's my home country. I've been to IKEA. That counts, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure if you go to IKEA, you're officially entering Swedish territory, right? I've never eaten the Swedish meatballs there, and I was at an IKEA not long ago. We had a day out, and I was like famished, and absolutely gobbled down some five Guys, and loads of chips. And then I was really full and satisfied, and then we rolled up at IKEA and I was like, but Swedish meatballs. I never do that. I never like, I have my days where I, you know, eat a big meal, like today, have a big curry. But one thing I don't ever find myself doing, is knowing that I've eaten enough and then having another meal anyway because of, I don't know, some opportunity or something. I feel like I should schedule a day where I deliberately just eat like, I don't know, 5,000 calories or something. And just see how I feel. It might sound a bit excessive, but like just as a one-off. Right, let's do that. Silver Walker says depends on the calories. That's what I mean though, like I calorie count, so I will know, you know, if I've got access to the actual numbers, or I can just guesstimate. Like, I'd say a bit of, you know, experienced guesstimation. I know what I'm eating each day, right? But the point is, like, every now and then you will just have something come up with like an opportunity to eat after you're done eating, and I never take it. I never do that. I always just stick to like, no, I've eaten enough, but yeah, because I could have had some Swedish meatballs. I don't know. Don't know if I have that opportunity again, do I? When am I next going to be in Sweden? right? Guesstimate, says Pikachu. Yeah, it means guess and estimate. Like, you can guess something. Guess is a bit more random, I guess, or well, uninformed maybe. And then estimate would imply probably a bit more thought. So like guesstimate is just a fun word that's between the two. I mean, really, it's probably not the right word. I would consider myself to have a fair bit of knowledge at this point, having done it for so long now, that most meals I reckon I can get a decent idea of how many calories it will be, to some extent, because it also depends how the food's cooked. So if someone uses like lots of fatty olive oil, then that's really going to rank up the calories. So you know, it has there's that to consider. $5,000 is generally the double the amount of calories an adult male needs in a day, says Silver Walker. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right, but that's my point though, right? Like, I'm not saying eat 5,000 calories a day, I'm just saying, you know, every now and then that one extra meal, or whatever, some treat or something cool you could eat after you've done your eating, and it's like, oh, already eaten today, like, I should just do it one time, deliberately. Too scared to track my calories, says Rendezvous. Think of it like this, like if you could know when you were gonna die, right? What an amazing gift that would be. Like there would be no uncertainty. No wasted time. You'd know exactly how much time you had. You would then have a clearer idea of what you want to do with it. Most of us live our lives as if we're not going to die. I mean, if I knew I was going to die in 5 years, I would not play Minecraft again. And I could die in 5 years. Like, all of a sudden my priorities would completely change. I know they would. It'd be like, oh my god, I want to go do all that other stuff. Like, it would be extremely empowering to know when. Knowledge is power. And like, truth is not to be shied away from. Like, if you embrace it, you will live clearer. You will live, you know, more to a truer intent. So this might sound a bit silly to relate, like, knowing when you're going to die with calories, but like, it can empower you. If you do it right, it will empower you. You have the knowledge to know what you're putting in your body. And then you can make the better decisions that you know you need to make. Right? Are you scared of death? Because I am, says Pennant Tips. I really don't feel like I am, but I would not be surprised if it's like the thinking mind sort of thinks its way out of it. I'm honestly, I feel like the fact that it's such a big deal, and that, you know, what's the meaning of life, all this mystery and stuff, it's kind of like, I'll accept that, you know, one day I'll die. And I don't know, I feel like I'm scared isn't the right answer. Like, that's not what I feel. But, obviously, biologically, we are all hardwired to avoid it, right? Completely hardwired to avoid it. So, what's going on there then? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if, like, all of a sudden I'm in a situation one day where something's happening and it's like, oh my god, I might die. And then I'd be rattled with fear. I'd totally expect that. But, you know, when it's not immediate, when it's not completely in front of you, I genuinely feel like it's not something to be scared of. I don't know, like, it's just the way things are, and the fact that you have, like, it's one of the, it's like a bottomless pit. Like, if you want to be scared of it, you can do that forever. You can get lost in that place, and I just don't see, like, there's not much value to lingering on it either, right? Like, why be so scared about it? Because it's inevitable. You can't change it, right? Like, it will happen. It's the one thing we all know. Rational fear as opposed to paralyzing fear, says the Dark Phantom. Yeah, maybe that's one way of looking at it. Like, it's more rationalized. But just on a day-to-day, I don't fear it. Like, even if you say it's going to happen tomorrow, it's like, well then, so be it. Like, but that is weirdly in contrast to what I was saying a moment ago about how, like, I also think, like, death could be empowering. As in, like, knowing, because then it changes your attitude. Because I feel like a lot of life is just inertia. You just go through the motions, getting by, doing what you need to do, but you have these bigger, grander ideas of things that you think you'll get around to doing. And then the knowledge of, like, when you're going to die will put that into perspective. Honestly, if there was an option, I would opt in to know when. I would want to know. I think that would just be utterly life-changing. And it'd be really weird as well, because it, like, just think about how it would change. It would absolutely give you change. Like if it's something like you've got a week, everyone can understand how that would be potentially, like, traumatic, and, well, of course it would be traumatic, but, like, it'd be a huge deal. But, like, what if it were like, oh, you got 40 years? Because then I'm like, well, that's interesting, because, like, am I gonna stick with the inertia that I've got? You know, just doing my daily-to-daily thing with those things on the back of my mind. I'm like, yeah, actually I've got 40 years, that's alright, I'll crack on with this and get to that other thing later on. Like, I just think it would just be incredibly empowering to know. And very interesting to see how that would change one's, like, thoughts and feelings on the things they want to do with their life. The vaguer it was, the more happy I would be to hear about it. Oh, well, not vagueness. I am proposing literally being given the date. I mean, maybe not, like, the exact time of day sort of thing, but, like, at least, you know, at least something in terms of, like, years, right? You got this many years. Or weeks. Yeah, like, round, basically a rounded number. You got this much time. Something you'll comprehend. So yeah, Dark Oak was going to go around this space, wasn't it? Don't want to forget about that. That's kind of scary, X, says CJ16. It might be scary, but it's also, it would be true, right? Like, it would be a true thing to know. Let's go with that one over here, and then try and do it a bit different from how we did the bit behind us. Yeah, and then just have these two go to the top, which is getting dangerously close to all of that stone wasteland stuff, right? So these blocks here are sort of predetermined to be just that. Oh look, we actually, like, looped down really low over here. Dang. I think I might change that direction a little bit. So we didn't put in any candles here. I feel like that's important. But I'm not going to put in the next ones just yet. It's kind of spooky down here, I like it. Got some vibes going on. It's going in the right direction, isn't it? We'll probably continue with it tomorrow. I've just noticed what the time is. Ah, chat, thank you for all the reminders in chat. Gosh. To think, I almost forgot. Hang on, let me get right on it. Let me get right on wrapping this one up. Peeps, it's the end of today's live stream. And I want to thank y'all for coming by. It continues with Doc M77, who will be raiding. And we'll be doing that right now. I guess there's... Yeah, my mind went into who am I going to raid mode. It's like, oh no, we're already raiding Doc. So be sure to hit that follow button. I'll be streaming again same time tomorrow. You can go to livestream.hermitcraft.com to see the full schedule. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thank you to my mods, my patrons, and all the peeps gifting subs. You can now hit the raid button in chat. And like I said, I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.